My name is Duddy, set up builds and stuff. Today's video is one of my old favourites, the Heartshadow Fortracer combo. This thing absolutely slaps, but we've got some seasonal artifact perks that make this sword do absolutely insane damage, guys, and you're going to have massive survivability. We're going to be talking about the Heartshadow, the Void Exotic Sword. This thing absolutely slaps, especially when you've got Expanding Abyss on there, where your Void Sources do increase damage to weakened targets, and we're going to be stacking it with Argent Blade as well. But not only that, we've got a Prismatic class item that gives you 25% extra damage whenever you hit something with a Void ability. So, Tether, Snare Bomb, Magnetic Grenade, you're going to get 25% extra damage, plus Argent Blade, Expanding Abyss, and Radiant all stacking together, and once you've got it all going together, it absolutely wrecks, guys, like a knife through butter. And we're going to have loads of survivability with infinite Void Overshields. Look at my Overshield, guys. This build is absolutely slapping. Heartshadow, survivability, absolute crap ton of damage. Stay with me, I'll break the video down. Don't miss it. So the exotics, firstly, Heartshadow, heavy attacks made with full sword energy, turn you invisible and fire exploding void projectiles. You get this from Duality, from the final boss. Shot in the dark, remaining invisible, grants this weapon increased damage for a brief duration. Hitting a target with this weapon's projectiles while shot in the dark is active, weakens them. Defeating a target with this weapon while shot in the dark is active, turns you invisible. It's also got the origin trait, the catalyst, which it's okay, it gives you fast movement speed. If you haven't got it, it's not absolutely huge. So, 190 with a light attack, and I'm going to stack some damage now, so remember that number, 190. Throw in a Snare Bomb, which weakens, which is 15%, so you're going to be able to throw infinite amounts of them just by dodging. So 15%, add Facet of Dawn, 20% Radiant when you hit something with a melee, so you're getting 35% simply by throwing a melee. Adding Spirit of the Fortracer, damaging a powerful combatant or a guardian with an ability, grants you temporary bonus for weapons matching that ability's element. So we're hitting them with a Snare Bomb. We're going to proc the 25% damage increase from Fortracer, plus Radiant and Weakening. So 190, we'll do it one more time. And then I'm simply going to add in what I just said by throwing the Snare Bomb, which is going to proc my Weakening, 15%, my Radiant, and Fortracer, as you can see there, bottom left, times 4, Radiant, etc. 72% damage increase. That is pretty decent, and it's not even hard to do. Literally, throw a Snare Bomb, proc your Weakening, proc your Fortracer, proc your Radiant. Massive damage increase. But, as you know me quite well, there's a lot more to come than just that. So, Expanding Abyss, Void Sources deal increased damage to weakened targets. Obviously, we're weakening them with a Snare Bomb. The Void Source is the Heartshadow. And we're also going to be stacking it with Argent Blade. While you have an armor charge, dealing damage with a sword consumes an armor charge and empowers your sword for a short time, granting it bonus damage. So we're going to stack all of them things together now. All work together. And it's not even hard to do. Now watch this damage increase. Up to 410, guys. That's absolutely crazy, crazy damage. We'll just do it one more time, starting off at 190, so you can see it all together how easy it is. All I'm doing is literally throwing a Snare Bomb. That is it. Like, guys, come on. It's easy. That's all you need to do. Works with other weapons as well, but Heartshadow with the invisibility and it being a sword and the Argent Blade absolutely wrecks. 190 all the way up to 410. Gives you 115% damage. What an absolute joke that is. So, as well as the Snare Bomb, you've got other options to proc Spirit of the Fortracer. Like I said, I just want to clarify, it will give you a 25% damage increase on matching weapons and abilities. So, if you hit them with your Snare Bomb, like I said, 25%. Your Magnetic Grenade is also 25% extra damage as well. You lose the Radiant, and don't forget, Snare Bomb is a melee, so that will give you Weakening and the Radiant. But you've got other things like your Magnetic Grenade. You've also got your Tether, which now applies a 35% damage increase as well, or debuff. So you can stack all these with everything that you've just seen as well. So you've got multiple ways to keep that Fortracer going for your Void weapons. And something I found out as well with Fortracer and Heartshadow, when you throw your Snare Bomb, you're obviously proccing your 25% weapon damage, as you can see there, the Void weapon boost. But watch what happens when I use my Heartshadow sword, when it explodes, the volatile, I don't know what it is, I think it's the volatile pops, it's actually proccing the Foe Tracer on its own. Look, the volatile rounds, watch, you see there, that void weapon boost ×4 pops up. I'm not hitting them with an ability, the ability is coming from the sword, and I'm still proccing the 25% from Foe Tracer as soon as it does that little pop there. So I just wanted to throw that in. I tested this for about 40 minutes in different instances in the shooting range as well, so I can safely say it seems to be bugged because that shouldn't work, but it does, and it's really, really good little thing to know. So I've got some big damage sort of past. We're going to look onto survivability now with Void Hegemony. While you have a Void or Prismatic subclass equipped, defeating a weakened target, it's going to give you an overshield, so that's really, really nice. Blade Stamina, rapidly defeating combatants with a sword. It also refunds some ammo, so that's really good little perk for your sword as well. And then Radiant Orbs, which we're going to create a load of these with like Void Siphons, etc. I'll show you my mods, but you're going to be infinitely radiant as well, so that's a nice one to add on. But the Void Hegemony, because you're going to be weakening things anyway with your Snare Bomb, other things what are going on as well in the build, you're going to get that Void Overshield, which is just extra survivability. And I'm going to show you some class item combos as well, which you can run with Foe Tracer, not just Foe Tracer. Obviously, it's a class item, so we're going to have different options, but loads of damage with everything you've seen. You're proccing your Foe Tracer, your Radiant, your Expanding Abyss, etc., and your Argent Blade. Loads of damage. Now, with it being the relativism, the exotic class item on the prismatic, it can roll with different things to go with Foe Tracer. I prefer Spirit of the Gryphorker because you're going to get volatile rounds every time you come out with your invisibility. But I've got other things as well, like Sight Arachne, where you're going to get Woven Mail every time you use your grenade. You can also use that, but I found with the Void Overshields that you're getting, I was quite decently tanky. So, a couple of different options there. Like I said, you're going to get loads of damage and a Void Overshield. So, I prefer that. That's just my option. You can choose whatever you want. I'll quickly show you my aspects. I like to run Gunpowder Gamble. I just love this thing. It's too much damage, guys. Even if you're running like 100, 110 grenades, that it absolutely destroys. And then Stylish Executioner, because we're going to be weakening and doing volatile, we are going to be in and out of invisibility all of the time. And you're going to get that Void Overshield like so. So, you're going to get volatile rounds, which is extra damage. You're going to be proccing your Foe Tracer left, right, and centre. Loads of damage, invisibility, overshields. That's just my combo. Really nice setup for survivability and damage. Now I'm going to show you it working in a -50. Before I get into this actually, I just want to say I've seen quite a few videos recently in -30s and the -50s. Now my builds always usually work in -50s, 99% of them, and this is the same. Look at this damage here. There's no void burn on this as well. This was Arc Surge. That's another thing I keep seeing as well. You can actually change the modifiers in these Grandmasters or Vanguard Alerts. So don't get tricked into thinking the weapon's doing loads of damage when it isn't. There was Arc Surge on this particular one, 25%. And you can see it's absolutely destroying stuff, guys. Like a hot knife through butter. You're literally destroying waves of -50 enemies, and some of these fellas are actually pretty tanky. And just watch this. Bosh just destroyed about 4 or 5 enemies there with one swipe of his sword. Really good damage as well. Like I said, it isn't a void burn, so you can see here, it's obviously an overload weapon as well, just to add that in. Easily destroy that, get that void overshield, you're invisible. These tanky wyverns in the epic raid are absolutely incredibly tanky, but you can absolutely rinse things with it. Really good. You can actually use it for damage as well, which is also pretty solid because you got your tether for weakening. You're going to apply weakening for your teammates and put out a bit of extra damage yourself as well. Really good damage. You've got other void weapons as well to add into the mix, like void fusions or void shotguns as well. I'm running a null composure in this as well with control burst, so you've got other things, but I just solely wanted to focus on the Heartshadow really, and how sort of like much damage you do with it, guys. But this next clip I'll show you the fusion rifle as well, a null composure with control burst. We got the void burn on there as well. You get everything apart from Argent Blade, so you can actually do quite a lot of damage with other void weapons as well. Like I said, shotguns, fusions, something like that. Now, gear sets, you can pretty much run any, really. I really like the Promise gear set from the Salvation's Edge, where you're going to get stable resonance, get damage reduction, and get a 7% extra damage, and you also sever targets, but any will do. There's my subclass, my fragments, so you could just copy past to them. There's my stats. I would ideally like a slightly little bit more intellect, but it is what it is. It's only a tether, it's okay. And then I am also going to show you my mods, etc. There is the seasonal artifact pack, the hunter's journal. I will leave a dim link as well. Like I said, gear sets, there's a couple that you could run. It doesn't really matter too much if I'm honest, because the build's that good anyway. But yeah, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you found it somewhat helpful. Have a great day.